Strange airport activities, it doesn't get any stranger than this. Did you know that a man has been living at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris for more than 16 years? He has no possessions, no home, no ticket and no money. And now Hollywood has used his story as inspiration for a new film. Mike London takes a look at the story of the Terminal Man.
Beyond those doors is American soil. You are not to leave this building.
You are at this time simply unacceptable.
This Krakosian gentleman, Victor Naborsky, finds himself without a passport and a visa once both are taken from him by the powers to be at the terminal, because his visa no longer counts since his country is no longer in existence and his passport is no longer valid. And until they straighten out this sort of very kind of unique snafu, he's going to be stuck at the airport for a day, a week, a year, who knows? And that's the story.
May I take your order?
Tom Hanks' latest vehicle is loosely based on the real-life story of a man who calls himself Alfred Miran. 16 years ago, he fled his native Iran and tried to enter Britain from France, claiming to be a political refugee. Britain refused his application, and he's been at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris ever since.
I have no country. I'm Geneva Convention refugee. The life, I don't talk about the life. Ending my time here in the airport and moving to the city, to the other country, I think it's possible.
Alfred says that he was forced to leave Iran without a passport, and despite being offered refugee status by Belgium, he says that he's still, 16 years on, holding out for the return of his papers. He's made the airport walkways, food courts and washrooms his home, and it's here that he tells passers-by his often confused and disjointed story. Some say that his papers were sorted out years ago, but that he hasn't signed the necessary forms to complete them. And even without papers, he's long been free to leave the airport because he's outside of the immigration zone.
We have lobster ravioli from Alitalia.
Good.
We have caviar from Russian Aeroflot.
Okay,
Good.
okay, just bring it
Hey,
here.
Victor!
Oh!
Look! The man without a country. Come on in.
In the terminal, Tom Hanks discovers a whole subculture of airport workers, and with their help dines on the finest leftovers from first class. Alfred's reality is somewhat different. He lives instead on takeaway meals and handouts regularly offered by passengers who've come to see him as a regular fixture at the airport. The film company behind the terminal, DreamWorks, aren't letting on exactly how much money they've paid Alfred for the rights to his story. Alfred himself mentions a figure of around $500,000.
They had nothing to do with the terminal. They have got just access to my life story.
In the Hollywood version, Tom Hanks gets a kiss from Catherine Zeta-Jones. And well, if you want to know more, you'll just have to go and see the film. But back in the real world, Alfred is still at Paris Charles de Gaulle. Better off, better known, but still, for whatever reason, without a permanent home.
His physical health is fine. His psychological state of mind is less good, because there's nothing normal about staying in an airport terminal for 16 years. He's on the same record of life as the rest of us, but not the same track.
Mike London there with the Terminal Man.